I am working from home today, as I'm sure a lot of you are. So today I was going to do a digital flipbook with you guys, and I'm going to use the character Blazy from Onward, which is this little dragon you see sneaking around in the background. And the reason I picked Blazy is I think she's pretty great for the animation flipbook format. The idea of the flipbook is you start with one drawing and then do another and kind of flip it back and forth and see how that feels, see how it gives it life. And I think a lot of us started animation with that particular technique. Along the way, we developed these other techniques that we use, but every once in a while you find a shot or a character that seems suited to that very first technique you started with, and I think Blazy fits into that category. So I'm going to go show you how I use flipbook animation to bring Blazy to life in Onward. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is get in and just add a little bit of environment here. So I'm going to create the floor. Do that with just a line across here, and then just indicate the door frame. I'm using TV Paint animation, but you could use whatever software you have available to you, or even a big stack of paper. It should work for following along with what we're doing here. Okay, so that should work for our purposes there. Let's work on getting Blazy in here. As I mentioned with Blazy, she moves in kind of a snake-like manner, so the head is going to lead a lot of this motion. So let me start by just getting the head placed between the door sides here of the body, just kind of indicated by this line here. Since this is the first frame, I'm going to go ahead and indicate the feet and even the snout, just so we can see how she's composed in the frame here. That looks good to me, so now that we have her in there, let's focus on that movement of the head. So in this first drawing, or second drawing rather, his head's going to come down. So we're coming down there. The next frame, I'm going to have it come back up. There are three drawings now, one where the head's going down, next one is coming up, have it come up again. So very much flipping through these drawings and just responding by the feel. You can feel your animation as you flip the pages back and forth. Okay, so something about what animation is that the closer these drawings are together, the slower it's going to move, and then the further apart they are, the faster it'll move. So I've been keeping these pretty close together here, but now I'm going to make a big gap for this next drawing as Blazy starts leaving the screen. I'm still going to draw it because even though you won't see this, it'll be behind the door frame. I'll come back and erase it later. I want to know where the head's going to be to kind of indicate where I'm going to draw the body. Okay, so that's our head animation. Let's see how that plays. Alright, so now I've got that head animation in there. I'm going to come back again and start thinking about how the body's going to react to that head motion. When this head comes down, this body's going to compress. It's almost like a spring, you know? You push this ends of the spring together, the coils compress in the middle. So I'm going to push this further out here. Okay, so these are the first 5 frames here. Body compresses when the head goes down, then expands as the head goes up. Then when this next frame happens, the body's actually going to change shape and come around. Okay, now this one. Now we're tracking the body and that tail. It's going to continue to follow the head. So now we're just dealing with the tail exiting. So I'll have one frame here with the tail. The next one, I'm going to try to add a little bit of a flourish where the tail leaves behind the door. I can go and clean this up a little bit now. Okay, so let's see that head with the body. Okay, so let's continue moving along one piece at a time. We're building these drawings a little bit at a time here. So the next thing I'm going to do is go and attack the legs. And my trick for the legs is I like using 2 different colors to help show contrast, because sometimes the legs like climb over each other. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark this back leg here with red. And I'll use blue on the front leg. I want to try to get the impression of some kind of scramble as Blazy's trying to get out of there. The legs are moving kind of fast because they're reacting versus being controlled. So let's see if I can create that type of effect. So first this leg comes up. That's kind of what we wanted, a quick scramble on the ground and then take off. So let's look at those back legs, which we're not going to see too much in this shot here, but there'll be a couple frames where they kind of sneak in. So maybe here, as we start leaving, I'll have one of these legs plant. Okay, so here's our rough animation, our body, head, and legs. And I'll come clean here and say that when I'm animating a shot at Pixar, my drawings don't take me too much further than this. This is kind of where I switch over and start using the 3D software. But for our purposes here, since we want to end up with a flipbook of drawings, we're going to go and try to clean some of these drawings up. I'm going to use what we have here as reference, and I'm going to lower the opacity on this layer so that I can draw over it. So if you're doing this on paper, what you probably want to do is put a piece of tracing paper over the paper you're using, or use a light box, or find a way that you can get this drawing beneath the drawing you're currently working on. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do here is start working on Blazy's eyes. And Blazy kind of has this vacant look in her face where the eyes are almost look unfocused. So I'm gonna see if I can achieve that here just by favoring the pupil to the opposite side of each eye. Okay. So this first frame of eyes open, and this next frame I'm actually going to go close the eyes. So bring the eyes down a little bit. Just do a line across and indicate that they're closed. And here I might even go a little bit wider with the eyes. Next, I'm going to layer in the snout under the eyes here. So I'll just start from frame 1. And she has this kind of almost like a bird beak. And the lower jaw always comes out in front of the upper jaw. This place has this crazy tongue. Okay, so up to this point, we've been using just this really rough line and circle to indicate the head and the body. But now I'm going to go in and kind of tie those down a little bit so we can actually see them, and then we can place the legs and the ears based on where the actual body will be. So I do have to go in there and clean up the legs, but I want to focus on something easy for now. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just focus on that collar and clean that up. All right, let's go in there and do those legs. All right, so we're continuing to put the details in here. We're gonna have to do the ears and the wings here. Okay, now I'm gonna go add in the horns. Okay, so I'm gonna add Blazy's spikes. All right, final details are in there, and here we have our little flip book. Okay, so there you have it. There's our digital flip book. Hopefully you got something out of this by watching me go through this process, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do with your own digital flip books.